Welcome to Lately Coffee with Mary. I'm so glad that you're here with me today. I am a mother of 4 and I homeschool, and I am just taking a moment out of my day to hang out with you and share with you some of the things that God's put on my heart. And so today I want to tell you about some mommy must-haves, some things that I wish someone would have told me before I had any kids, or while I had my first kid, because they would have really helped. And now I have 4, and I didn't learn about these things until the last kid. So my sister-in-law actually is pregnant right now, and she gave me this super cute mug at her shower this past week, and I was just reminiscing about, man, what would have loved to known like right before I had my first kid, and what would have been really helpful. And so that's what I'm going to share with you. And so whether or not you have kids, or if you don't have kids, or maybe all your kids are grown up, you probably do know some moms in your life that you can share this information with. So please feel free to share and let people know some of these life-saving things that I have loved to use and that have really helped me. So before I share those, I wanted to tell you about what God's been teaching me, which is just about sharing. And I talked about friendship last week, and sharing, I feel like, goes hand in hand with friendship, because typically to have friends and to have people in your life, you have to be sharing. You have to be sharing your life, your time, your energy, and your resources, and just whatever you have. You got to be sharing in order to keep those relationships. And so as a mom of 4 kids, I am constantly telling my kids to share. And it's so hard. It's such a hard thing to learn. And it's hard for adults even to learn to share. And so I know that for me, the friends in my life that are so willing to share, that are so willing to tell me about the things that they have, or that they've learned, or that they're loving, I'm like so grateful, so grateful to them for being willing to share those things with me. And so some of the things I'm sharing today are what other friends have shared with me. So one of them is my friend Julie in Minnesota, and she's the type of friend that shares everything. I mean, everything she has, everything she's learning. She is so generous with her time, her energy, and her resources, and so she really inspires me to be more like that. And so I'm going to share 2 of the things actually that she shared with me, and then also some things that other friends have shared with me as well. But man, it just makes a huge difference when you have people in your life that are willing to share. And so in the Bible, it tells us in Luke 6:3-8, 6:38, give and it will be given to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, will be poured into your lap. For with the measure you use, it will be measured to you. And so we often get what we receive, and we get more than what we give, actually, because it's going to be pressed down and running over. And so I don't know what you are able to give right now in this season of your life. I know for me as a stay-at-home mom, my time and my energy are very sacred, and it's very hard to give of those things. But in any way that we're able to give, God is going to bless that, and He's going to use it. And so just to be really intentional with how we are using our time and energy, so that we can be a blessing to our friends in our life, and even to people we don't know, because it says also in Luke 6:35 that but love your enemies. And sometimes our enemies can be or feel like our friends or our family, and to do good to them. So to love your enemies, do good to them, and lend to them without expecting to get anything back. Then your reward will be great, and you will be children of the Most High, because He is kind to the ungrateful and wicked. Whew. And I feel like I can witness that daily within my home, where like one of my girls wants to share, or doesn't want to share, with her sister, because she's not being very grateful, and she's being kind of a brat and just not being really kind, and she doesn't want to share. But then when the sister does share, like, it's just unbelievable how that melts the other one's heart, that she's willing to share with her, even though she is being not very nice. And I know that we all have people in our lives, and it could be our own family, or it could be our own friends, or our neighbors, or whomever, that we just don't really want to share with them because of their heart, the way that they're not grateful for what we're sharing with them. And God says to do it anyway, to love Him anyway, because He is kind, and He is kind, and He is loving to the ungrateful and the wicked. And so no matter how it's going to be received, we're still meant to share, and we're still meant to love on those people. And so today I'm going to put that into action because that's something that I would love to do, is to share with you. And I just love to share these types of things anyway, but I want to share with you those things from motherhood that are saving my life as a mom of 4. So the first one that I'm going to share with you is called Mullen Garlic, and I'll show you the bottle. I'm not selling anything. Like, this is not me making any profit. This is me just sharing out of the goodness of my heart because I love these products and I would love for you to use them because they've helped me. So the reason that I'm sharing this is because just last week, my 10-month-old had really goopy, this is gross, but she had like goop coming out of her ear, and I've never seen that in my life of all of my children. But she never had a fever and she wasn't uncomfortable. She slept through the night, but it was like almost like mucus coming out of her ear, which was so gross. And I'm like, what is going on? So I used a Q-tip, I cleared it all out, but I'm like, man, that cannot be good. Like fluid sitting on her eardrum, like clearly that would be an ear infection. And so before I took her to the doctor, I love to try like a homeopathic or a natural remedy before I do that. I love doctors and I trust them, but I also know that there's wisdom in using things that are tried and true from generations and generations and generations. So I like to try those things first. And so my friend Jen had told me about this. I believe she has kids that swim and they were getting swimmer's ear and it was really painful. So she tried this and it worked for her. So I'm like, well, we'll try it, and for ear infection. So I tried it with my 10-month-old, and literally like the nastiest looking ear, like stuff coming out of it was dried up, no infection within 2 days. Like, and she never had a fever. At no point was she up all night. At no point was she feverish. And so I am a firm believer in this Mullen Garlic. And if your kid is prone to ear infections or they have like problems with their tubes in their ears, I would check your doctor. I wouldn't just start using these, but for most kids, it is a very safe method. And I'll just tell you a little background. It's an herbal medicine, and it soothes the respiratory tract, and it calms irritation or inflammation. It's antibacterial and anti-inflammatory, and it's recommended to use 3 to 4 drops 3 to 4 times a day. So I only use 2 drops twice a day, and it cleared it up, and hers was like a super bad case. So I think if you can just have this on hand, if you're a mom and you have any kids, just get some of this to have on hand for any time that your kid starts to be pulling at their ear or just kind of uncomfortable. And now it's kind of like a new practice to give kids like 36 to 72 hours or whatever the hours, I don't know what they are, but like longer amount of time before you start medication, because a lot of times it just clears up on its own. And so that is definitely something to consider, so you don't start giving them medication right away, because that's the #1 reason that people go see their pediatrician is for ear infections. And so if you can alleviate that and not have to go to your pediatrician like a million times while your kids are tiny, it would save your life. And so after 4 kids, this has definitely saved my life, and I am thankful that someone shared it with me, so I'm sharing it with you. And another thing that my friend Julie in Minnesota shared with me, I had mastitis, which is the worst. Oh my word, it's like flu symptoms. Your whole body is aching and sore, and your milk is clogged. Like there are ducts in your milk that are not coming out, and so it's hard as a rock and just like red and irritated. It hurts terribly. And so I had that during the summer, and nothing, like it was like I had mastitis, I had all the flu symptoms, and then it was still clogged, and it wasn't unclogging even though I didn't have the symptoms. And I'm like, oh my word, is it going to become like an abscess? Am I going to have to get it removed? Like it just was like lingering for a long time. And I went to see my friend, and she gave me this, which is called Happy Ducks. There's like a tag on it, so you can't really see, but it's by Wish Garden, and I'm not sure where she got it. I'll post all the links at the bottom so you can look it up. But I drank like 6 drops of these and then nursed, and it was gone. Literally this like, it would not go away for 2 weeks, and it just left after drinking these. So I don't know what is in this stuff, but if you have a problem with getting your ducts clogged, or if you're pregnant and you don't even know what that is, just have this on hand, because you never know when they will get clogged, and it can prevent mastitis and help that to go a lot quicker, so you're not having all the inflammation and all the symptoms of the flu. So that is a huge one that I wish someone would have told me, because I had mastitis once with one of my other daughters, and it's awful. It's just terrible. So if you can prevent it or make it not as long of a time that you have it, then it's a good thing. Another thing that when I was talking about the ear infections, a lot of times you'll get antibiotics for your kids for various different things, and sometimes it's super necessary and you need the antibiotics to get rid of it. But then what happens with antibiotics is it just destroys your gut as a little kid. Like, it removes all of the good bacteria and the bad bacteria. So something that would help your 2-year-old and above would be these, which are probiotic and prebiotic. And they're kind of expensive, but they're awesome because they are 10 strands plus of Wellmune. They have 10 billion live cultures guaranteed. It's certified organic, non-GMO, no gluten, dairy, or soy, and no added sugar. And so this comes in like, looks like a pixie stick that you pour in their mouth. And so I give this to my girls, especially during the holidays, but anytime that there's like the gross, like sick, like stomach digestive type sickness going around, I give that to them to help prevent them from getting those. Or if they already have it, if they have the flu or they have any kind of throwing up or going out the other way, it will help to rebalance their gut. And a healthy gut is a healthy kid. So if you can keep their gut healthy, then your kid should be healthy as well, because we know that everything comes from the gut. So that is a huge one that I recently found, and I wish that I had a long time ago so I didn't have to go through bouts of long sickness in our home. And another one that I'd love to share with you is diaper rash cream, because diaper rash cream is something everybody needs, especially moms, for however long your kids are in diapers. And there are millions, I don't even know how many that are out there, but this is one that my friend Julie also shared with me, and it's one that she actually sells this, so she doesn't know that I'm doing this. I'm just promoting her little business for her, but it's called Poofy Organics, and I had never heard of it, but she's the type of person who researches everything, like hours and hours of research, and is super organic and clean eating and all of those things, and so I trust her judgment. But I have been using it for the last 10 months. It's called Baby Poof, and I'll show you the little container, and it is amazing. It really works so well. There's never any irritation, and it's just this little container that is white. And this, I've had this for 10 months, and look at how much I still have. Like, it lasts forever because you barely need any. And it smells really good, and it just clears up any rashes that she has. And so I highly recommend that. So I'll put a link underneath as well. Maybe Julie can post to let you know where to get it from. But awesome stuff. And so those are 4 things that would have saved my life as a mama, and if you know any moms, you should let them know, because they would love them as well. So I hope that you're having a great day and that you are enjoying the sunshine. Hopefully it's sunny where you are, and I will see you next week. If you are enjoying my post or enjoying these videos, please like and share and subscribe and do all the things that you do with social media. I don't really know, but I just am glad that you joined me today, and I look forward to meeting with you again. Bye-bye.